Now I see. Now I really do see. Now I see why the manga readers are saying that the adaptation of Tokyo Ghoul is a lot better and it's really good and it's doing great injustice to the manga. Okay, so let me clarify and cover everything real quick, okay? Now, as I said in my last comparison review, I said that entire Toka scene with how the entire meetup with Toka and Kaneki just was really different. It was really, really different. They technically put that scene in the end of the first episode if you look at the order of events. So this goes into the main topic of this video. The main thing I see with what Tokyo Ghoul is doing in its anime is, it's rearranging the certain events that's happened in each individual chapter. For instance, something that happened in Chapter 3, the chapter I'm currently technically doing a comparison review on, that actually had a part in it that was in Episode 2 of Tokyo Ghoul. Chapter 3. Now, supposedly people have told me that 5 chapters is what covered the first episode, the first 5 chapters. And so, that means that in the 3rd chapter, they were already putting events into Episode 2. So, they're rearranging the order of the anime. That's exactly what's going on here. For instance, even though they skip past, let's say, first episode, okay? It covers 5 chapters. Chapter 1, 2, 4, and 5. It skips Chapter 3, but it will put Chapter 3 in the anime the next episode. It's just rearranging those events. And at the same time, it's changing up the events too with a little bit differences, so it makes it fresh for manga readers. And so that's what I have to say about this anime adaptation of Tokyo Ghoul. It's really fresh and new and unique compared to the manga. For instance, manga readers can walk into the anime and still be excited and still not know what to expect because it is very different from the manga. But at the same time, even though it's different, it's not that different in terms of plot and development. So I feel like the anime adaptation of Tokyo Ghoul is by far, so far from Chapter 3, is handling it properly, and it's not really that bad. It's really good. The anime is doing justice to this manga, especially with that animation, and that makes me appreciate Tokyo Ghoul even more. Now let's get back on topic, okay? Now, what was Chapter 3 really about? What was the main focus of Chapter 3? Now, there's some scenes from this chapter that focus in Chapter 2. For instance, the entire Toka and Kaneki scene to where Toka's saying, oh, what does cake taste like? You know, and stuff like that. What does tarts taste like? Remember that scene at the beginning of Episode 2? Well, that scene was in Chapter 3 in that little meetup we saw with Toka and Kaneki from Chapter 2. So, it's really weird. And also, another scene that was in Chapter 3 was the entire bartender inside that cafe that shows Kaneki in the basement to where he gives him a package of meat, which is a lot different. The order of events are a lot different because you have Kaneki come to Toka as a character and say, please help me and all that. And she's like, whoa, what's wrong with your eye and all that? Your eye's weird. That's really creepy. And that was actually technically the same thing that happened in Episode 1 if you think about it, because we remember that other dude, the blonde haired dude or the orange haired dude, saying that to Kaneki. So it's like they're changing things up and adding new stuff into it, which is cool. It's really cool and unique. And even though Chapter 3 technically was skipped over for the first episode, it was still added back in Episode 2, which I am happy with. Now, the other main focus of this episode, which was in Episode 1, was a kitchen knife scene. You remember that kitchen knife scene in the first episode where Kaneki was about to stab himself? There was one key difference from that scene that was a lot different from the anime. The entire point where Kaneki's sitting in his house and all that, okay? He punches his mirror, see him get a cut on his hand, okay? And as he looks at the cut, he's like, whoa, it's fucking healing. Like, it heals up instantly, and after it heals up instantly, he grabs the kitchen knife, and he's about to stab himself. And in terms of about to stab himself, you see an inner monologue inside of Kaneki, and he's talking, saying, okay, if I stab my kidney right now, if I stab it, maybe they might give me a transplant and I can get this ghoul organ out of me and all that, and maybe I'm lucky. And he says it might be excruciating pain, but at the very least, if I'm lucky, I can get a transplant. So, Kaneki's entire focus in wanting to stab himself in the manga was because he wanted to get another kidney for he could stop being a ghoul, which in turn, I guess that could have saved him if we think about that right now. But in the anime, it shows cases off that Kaneki's going fucking insane and loopy and all that, and he just can't deal with the pressure and he tries to kill himself. That's exactly what it shows in the anime. So they're changing Kaneki's personality. That's exactly what they're doing. They're going more with the psychological genre in the anime than they are with the manga. The manga, on the other hand, there's a big difference with Kaneki. One major thing that I think that's the biggest thing they have actually not covered in the anime. It's Kaneki's, like, personality with novels and books. That's something he really enjoys since Chapter 1, I've noticed. I have yet to talk about it, but that's something they've really skipped on it. Because if we look at the first episode, right at the beginning, okay, we see Kaneki reading that book, and that was the entire point of him wanting to get together with Rize. They were going to have a novel meetup to get together, and then Rize tried to eat him. But the main point is Kaneki's personality thrives off these books. He reads books, he's very shy, and he has this darkish type personality, the shy, dark personality, and so we really get to see that in the manga, but you don't get to see that in the anime, so it's like they're cutting out that personality. I don't know if that personality is technically important later on in the series, because I've only read 3 chapters, but either way, by far, that's the only thing I see technically up to this point of episode 2 and chapter 3 that they've only really cut out. Now, overall, I feel like the adaptation of the anime is staying faithful. It really is. But it's doing stuff differently, which is fine. It hasn't technically, at this moment, deleted nothing besides that one key thing with the personality, so I'm fine. But I did find out something new, that pretty much ghouls can heal fucking instantly when they get cut. Like, you see Kaneki get a cut by the glass mirror, and you see it heal up instantly. So that is something very unique. And it also shows that, you know, glass can cut a ghoul, but for some reason a kitchen knife can't cut a ghoul. So here's the big question, like, exactly how sharp does the object have to be able to pierce their skin? I don't know, but either way, okay, one thing that I'm just going to say is expect a Chapter 4 and Chapter 5 comparison very soon. Thank you, everybody, for the support. Everybody truly enjoys this idea I came up with, and I'm glad everybody's appreciative of it. I plan on spanning out this idea to other different series I'm currently watching, so expect something else very soon. I love all of you so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.